The 2016 NHL Draft is now complete, so let's talk about it. The draft started off with the Leafs picking first overall, and with that pick, they selected
from Zurich, Men's League Switzerland, from U.S. program, Austin Matthews.
Now this pick was a no-brainer. Austin Matthews is the best player in this draft, but me being a Leafs fan, I spent the entire day thinking, what if they actually pick Laine? Now don't get me wrong, Laine is going to be an amazing player, but first-line centers just don't come around that often, and Austin Matthews is one. And then the Montreal Canadiens started wheeling and dealing. They made two trades. The first one was with the Washington Capitals as they sent Lars Eller to the Capitals in return for 2 second-round draft picks. Then they acquired Andrew Shaw from the Chicago Blackhawks for 2 second-round draft picks. So essentially they traded Lars Eller for Andrew Shaw. Amazing trade by the Canadiens. And then the Jets had the second overall pick, and with that pick they selected Patrik Laine to no surprise. He is an elite goal scorer. Winnipeg's offense just got a whole lot better with that draft pick. Then with the third overall pick, the Columbus Blue Jackets shocked a lot of people by taking Pierre-Luc Dubois. Almost everybody had Puljujarvi going third overall, but apparently Columbus had other plans. Now that's not to say Pierre-Luc Dubois isn't a good player, but I really kind of thought Puljujarvi was going to go third overall. I think almost everybody did. Which then allowed Edmonton to pick Puljujarvi 4th overall, because the Oilers just cannot lose a draft. Because the Oilers didn't win the draft lottery, they didn't get a top 3 pick, but they still pick a guy they would have picked in the top 3. Now let's go to the 5th overall pick by the Vancouver Canucks. With that pick, the Canucks selected Olli Juolevi from the London Knights. Solid pick, you can always use another top pairing defenseman. And Juolevi definitely has the potential to be that. Not yet, but he will be soon. Then with the 6th overall pick, the Calgary Flames selected Keith Tkachuk of the London Knights. He'll be a dynamic top 6 winger in the NHL one day. Good pick for Calgary. Then with the 7th overall pick, Arizona surprised a lot of people by picking Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller was projected to go somewhere in the high teens. To jump all the way to 7th, Arizona must have saw something they really like. I thought for sure the Arizona Coyotes were going to select Alex Nylander of the Mississauga Steelheads, but he went 8th overall to the Buffalo Sabres. Now you got William versus Alex when Toronto plays Buffalo. That's going to be fun to watch. With the 9th overall pick, the Montreal Canadiens select Mikhail Sergachev from Russia. And to wrap up the top 10, the Colorado Avalanche selected Tyler Yost. And I mean, who didn't smile when Tyler Yost got selected and his grandfather started breaking down in tears of happiness right beside him? I didn't think anything could tie the Maple Leafs selecting Austin Matthews with the 1st overall pick as the happiest moment of the draft, but I think that did. Now, I'm not going to go through every pick, but I will say I'm very surprised on how long it took for Jacob Chychrun to get his name called. Arizona took him with the 16th overall pick, but for a guy who was projected to be in the top 5 at the beginning of the season, 16th is a big drop. And yes, I know he didn't have a great season, but still, I thought he would have been picked in the high teens. Now, before the draft began, the Calgary Flames said they were going to go try to acquire a goaltender, and they did. They acquired Brian Elliott from the St. Louis Blues for a 2nd-round pick and a conditional 3rd. He is not an elite goaltender, but he's definitely an upgrade from what they had, which was pretty much nothing. Then the Detroit Red Wings decided to move back 4 spots in the draft so that the Arizona Coyotes would take on Datsuk's final year of his contract. On day 2 of the draft, there were 2 significant trades, the first one being Bo Bennett to the New Jersey Devils for a 3rd-round draft pick. Ray Shero must have really liked Bo Bennett in Pittsburgh, and now that he's with the New Jersey Devils, he must have wanted him for some offensive help. The second trade being the Toronto Maple Leafs acquiring Kirby Reichel from the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for Scott Harrington and a conditional draft pick. I cannot believe the Columbus Blue Jackets gave up Kirby Reichel for only Scott Harrington. Scott Harrington is a decent defenseman. He might be a good top 6 defenseman one day. But I think Kirby Reichel has a lot more upside than Harrington. He might be a solid top 9 forward one day. So yet, another amazing trade by the Maple Leafs. And Sean Day of the Mississauga Steelheads went in the 3rd round to the New York Rangers. I'm surprised the guy who was granted exceptional status by the OHL went in the 3rd round. Actually, no, that's a lie. I saw him in Mississauga. He was nowhere near their best player. He has a lot of skill. He just needs to get his work ethic up. So that's my recap of the 2016 NHL Draft. Thank you very much for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to me. Please like my page on Facebook. It's all about hockey. The link to it is down below. And please email me any questions if you just want to talk hockey to theshanniclan19@gmail.com.